Well, it's beautiful. We're being swarmed by mosquitoes. The trail is a river. The side of the trail is a swamp. And that's what we're doing. This time there's a log. It's nice. These meadows are pretty incredible. We're walking along Falls Creek. There's a tree island in the Sea of Meadows. Then we're looking up the valley to the pass where we came in.
Despite being very wet and marshy, this is quite a beautiful valley. There's some wildflowers and beautiful mountains and trees, and it's a great temperature. It's awesome. This is pretty cool. There's just these big fields of rock, and there's water flowing like all over them. There's little waterfalls and just water that's flowing more gradually. It does make it kind of hard to follow the trail, but it's quite beautiful. Here's a good example of the bigger kind of like waterfalls, and I think we have to cross this pretty soon.
So this is just another little creek we crossed. I was going to count some stuff on this leg of the journey, and I was going to count creek crossings, fords, and such, but there are so many creek crossings that, one, it's just hard to keep track. We do stuff like that. I mean, we've probably done 10 of them today. We're only halfway through. The other is, it's very hard to classify what counts as significant enough because, as you've seen, the trail's a river. Often we're constantly stepping over little rivulets and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna give up on trying to count little creek crossings and just count fords because it's just too hard to classify and keep track. It's very wet here. We've been finding some strange stuff along the trail. About half a mile back, I found the other half of this license plate. And then we found a dinner knife, your standard heavy metal, not heavy metal, but heavy and metal dinner knife sitting on a rock. Wonder what else we'll find. All right, we stopped for lunch in a place with only a couple mosquitoes. Nice breeze, nice shade, beautiful temperature. Pamela's drying some of her shoes. The swamp really submerged her feet. So we're drying those. And without the mosquitoes swarming, it is wonderful. There was a really bad swarm during in one of those swamps where I had like 15 to 20, half of them actively biting my legs at a time. So I put on deep. That worked well. Any comments? If there weren't mosquitoes, this place would be paradise.
It's still pretty nice, but yeah, with the mosquitoes, it's not perfect.
The temperature last night was amazing. It was not too cold, not too hot for both Pamela and I, which is really saying something. It was perfect. This is our first big ford of the day. Watercolor is so beautiful and fresh and clear. I bet it's cold. Such a beautiful creek.
My feet are so sensitive.
Yeah, that's too bad. Sorry.
Henry has found the perfect chair right after the perfect river crossing.
It's nice. That river was so pleasing to cross.
If it was hotter, we'd probably do a little swim.
And less mosquitoes. Fewer mosquitoes.
I feel like the mosquitoes are... Do you feel like they're less, like, right over the water? Maybe not.
They come and go. Like,
yeah.
A couple will buzz you for a while, then you'll have 0. And then
I think the current mosquito level, if it was hot enough, I'd still be willing to try to swim.
Wow.
Maybe... I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but so nice.
Look at this adorable walkway they've put on the side of the lake. Should be paradise except for the hordes of mosquitoes. This type of stuff is why they're swarming us, I think. They're bad. Not quite as bad as Burning Falls, but they're bad. These signs are so funny. Very interesting. Over this way. It's pretty gruesome, but this is the reality. Blood everywhere. This is really cool. Switchback staircase up this little crack. Amazing. Also, the wildflowers are incredible. It's spring here. The blaze on this trail on these trees seems to be a T, in contrast to the lowercase I of Oregon. That's amazing up here.
This is just a particularly beautiful scene. I think that's a really just beautiful tree and the flowers, and I don't know if you can see the mountains in the distance, but it's really beautiful. And I stopped for this whole 15 seconds and haven't gotten swarmed by mosquitoes, so that's really nice.
Wow, this is one of the coolest stumps I've ever seen. Amazing.
This is looking quite Yosemite-ish. Thoughts?
Yosemite.
All right. It's nice. We just came down this thing, so I would say basically just descended Half Dome. I feel like that counts. It's granite, roundish. Check.
These flowers are so cool. I think I've seen 3 or 4 new flowers today. Really wonderful. Last ford before camp. Pamela's gonna go through the water, and I'm gonna take this tree across. Did it once, but now I'm ferrying her backpack. And Pamela's making her way. It is colder and deeper than the last one. But it looks like she's already gaining past the deepest area, so that's good. I'll join her on the other side.
There's Henry coming across. He had gone across with my waterproof socks, so he had to come back, and so he graciously took my backpack since he had to come across anyway.
All right, that is the creepy shadow that the moon is casting on our tent. Sweet dreams, Henry, sweet dreams. Also, something very interesting happened today, and it's mostly what didn't happen. We did not see any other person today. No tent, no person, no nobody. Crazy. I don't think this has happened the entire PCT. We've always seen at least one person. And then, in a full day hiking. Because this was a full day. All right. Now we can stare at this as we try to fall asleep.